What's your purpose on this earth? Go ahead, tell me. What were you put on this earth to do? You may think that you have an answer, and you might be very confident in your answer. I'm sorry, but you're wrong. Purpose is not a simplistic answer. Finding your purpose is not something that will just one day come to you. As humans, you can't find your purpose. It hurts to say, but you will never know what you were put on this earth to do. You will never know what your destination was supposed to be. But listen, that's okay. That's fine, because that's the way God envisioned us to do. God is like a chess master. He knows how to put pieces into play. He thinks 10 steps ahead. He knows where we're going before we even know what step we want to take. You cannot find your purpose, but you can know who you are. To elaborate more, being yourself is essentially what God wants you to do. Being true to who you are is what God wanted you to do, what the universe wants you to do. You seem to mistaken your purpose for what you think you want God to make you do. But God works in mysterious ways. He knows what you're meant to do. You cannot possibly know. When you are put on this earth, your soul is put into a body. Your soul knows what it wants. Your soul knows the things that it enjoys. Your body may crave desires. It may want to engage in constant sex or dopamine chasers. But that's not really what your soul wants. That's why oftentimes when somebody engages in an activity that they truly find enjoyment in, it seems like the world just stops and they're in their own space, their own world. You need to learn to be yourself. Everybody is unique. Everybody is different. Not everybody's supposed to be the same. There's not a specific way that God wants you to act. Why do you think God has created some messengers through prostitutes or killers? Because God just wants you to be who you are. And that's not to say you should be a killer, you should be a prostitute. No. God is trying to show you that you put yourself through constant suffering when you hide who you are. Your mind is in a place of suffering when you are constantly in an environment where you cannot be yourself. Imagine being self-critical of what you're thinking because you don't know how the other person will react. Imagine being scared to let your thoughts, the way that you're feeling, be known because you're scared of what the reaction might be. Martin Luther King did not know that his purpose would be to make that big speech. But because Martin Luther King was just himself, he then fulfilled what his purpose was by just being himself. You gotta realize you have to stop living a fake life. You have to stop trying to pretend to be something that you're not, because God is not like that. The universe knows who you are, but you keep on trying to put on this self-projection of yourself that just, it's not you, it's not you, it's not you. Everybody on this planet is amazing. Everybody on this earth has talents that they can showcase that would make everybody admire them. But yet they're so shy, they're so timid. I can even speak on personal experiences. I know what it's like to try to hide yourself from the world. But you gotta really ask yourself, who are you hiding from? Why do you feel like you're not gonna be accepted if you be true to who you are? What's the reason for that? God does not want you to live in a constraint. He doesn't want you to be trapped in a mental prison. There are even books like The Four Agreements who even say something similar to the theme that I'm saying. You have ideas picked up from society, from your parents, from your peers, just from the world of how you think you should be. But you know in your heart, you know who you are. You know what you enjoy doing. You just have to stay true to who you are. You're only gonna suffer when you try to put on a mask. You're only gonna suffer when you try to reject parts of yourself. You have to learn to love who you are. That's the only thing God wants from you, to have self-love. You should have no regrets. You should have no self-hatred. And if you have things that you don't like about yourself, well, guess what? Work on your flaws. Don't just, I wish I this, I wish I had that, because now you're creating desires. Now you want things that are outside of yourself to try to add confidence to who you are. You want an outside source to make you feel more of yourself. You see how that just doesn't make sense? Everything that you want in this universe, you already have within you. You have to learn to search, you have to learn to dig deep. The answer is in front of your face. You're just not looking. Who you want to be is in plain sight. You're just looking everywhere else. To wrap it up, you will never be able to know what your purpose is truly on this earth. You will never be able to know what you are supposed to do. But I can tell you one thing. If you live an honest life, if you live a life being true to yourself, no matter what, I guarantee you're going to at least get that fulfillment. There should be no regrets, no missing parts about yourself that you feel like you're missing, because you're yourself. You had everything you needed because you were you. Stop trying to act a certain way because you think this is how God wants you to act. Because then you're lying. You're lying to God. You're lying to the universe. You think that you're going to get into heaven. You think you're going to get into the sacred place that you want to go to by lying. If you have other intentions for why you're doing something and the intentions are not pure, that's a lie. God just gave us 10 commandments to follow. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that we have to do. Follow his 10 commandments. But overall, just be yourself. Embrace yourself. You know deep down who you are. So stop lying. Stop trying to create a version of yourself that you think will be accepted. Because you know who you are. And trust me, who you are is already accepted. Because you have the power to feel accepted. The power is not outside of you. It's within. Find who you are. Find your identity. And have confidence. Be yourself all the time. At the end of the day, I ain't a preacher. I'm just a guy talking.